Amazon Prime Day looks like a sale. That is the simple version. Customers open Amazon. They see lower prices. They see limited time deals. They see banners telling them to buy before the event ends. But Amazon keeps making Prime Day bigger because the sale is only the visible part. In 2026, Amazon scheduled Prime Day for June 23 through June 26. That made it a 4-day event. It also placed the event earlier in the summer shopping calendar. The real question is not why Amazon discounts products. The real question is why a company this large wants one shopping event to become a bigger part of the retail calendar. The answer is that Prime Day is not just about selling discounted items. It is a flywheel. It makes Prime feel more valuable. It makes sellers compete harder. It makes advertising more important. And it pushes more volume through Amazon's fulfillment network. Amazon is not a normal retailer. A normal retailer buys products. It puts those products on shelves. Then it tries to sell them for more than it paid. That model can work, but it is sensitive. If the retailer discounts too much, the margin gets smaller. If shipping costs rise, the margin gets smaller again. If inventory sits too long, the retailer has to mark it down. Amazon does some of that too. It still sells products directly through its online store. But Amazon also runs a marketplace. Third-party sellers list products on Amazon. They try to reach shoppers who are already searching there. Many of those sellers also use Amazon's fulfillment network. They send inventory into Amazon warehouses. They pay fees. They buy ads. They compete for placement. At the same time, customers pay for Prime. Prime gives them shipping benefits. It gives them shopping benefits. It gives them video, music, books, grocery offers, and other services. This means Prime Day is not one transaction. It is a moment when many parts of Amazon's business move at once. Retail is a difficult industry because many costs show up before the profit does. A retailer needs inventory. It needs warehouses or stores. It needs workers. It needs delivery or pickup. It needs payment processing. It needs customer service. And after all of that, customers still compare prices. That is why discount events are risky. A lower price can attract more buyers. But it can also reduce the profit on each sale. For a traditional store, a big sale is often a trade-off. The store gets traffic, but it gives up margin. Amazon's structure changes that trade-off. When a product sells on Amazon, the money can move through several layers. There may be the product sale. There may be a seller commission. There may be fulfillment fees. There may be advertising revenue. There may be Prime membership value. There may be card rewards and payment economics. So the event can still be valuable, even when some products are discounted. Amazon is not only trying to make money from the product in the cart. It is trying to make the whole system more valuable. Prime started in 2005 as a shipping membership. The idea was simple. Customers paid upfront. Then they received fast shipping benefits. That changed how people made buying decisions. Without Prime, each order has a shipping question attached to it. The customer looks at an item. Then the customer thinks about delivery. Is the item worth the delivery fee? Should the customer wait until the cart is larger? Should they go to a store instead? Prime reduced that friction. Once the customer had already paid for the membership, Amazon became easier to choose again. That was the first important shift. Shipping became part of a recurring relationship. Prime Day came later, in 2015. At first, it looked like a member celebration. But strategically, it gave Amazon something very valuable. It gave Amazon a shopping holiday controlled. Black Friday belongs to the whole retail industry. Christmas belongs to the whole retail calendar. Prime Day belongs to Amazon. That matters because Amazon can choose the timing. It can choose the rules. It can choose the categories. It can set seller deadlines. It can shape the customer experience. As Prime Day expanded, it became more than a day. It became a planned campaign for shoppers, sellers, advertisers, and Amazon's own operations. To understand Prime Day, start with Prime membership. Prime members pay before they shop. That matters because Amazon earns subscription value before the customer adds an item to the cart. In 2025, Amazon reported about $49.6 billion in subscription services revenue. That category includes Prime memberships and other non-AGU subscriptions. Prime Day gives members a visible reason to believe the subscription is worth keeping. They see exclusive deals. They see fast delivery. They see early offers. They see Whole Foods savings. They see Amazon device discounts. They see Prime card rewards. The membership stops feeling invisible. It becomes measurable in the customer's mind. Customer can point to a purchase and connect it to the membership. That is important because subscription businesses depend on renewal. The next layer is the marketplace. Amazon reported about $172 billion of third-party seller services revenue in 2025. This includes commissions, fulfillment fees, shipping fees, and other seller services. Prime Day increases traffic. Sellers want that traffic. But thousands of sellers may be trying to reach the same shopper. A phone charger seller is not only competing with Amazon, it is competing with many other charger sellers. So the seller discounts. The seller sends inventory to Amazon. The seller pays for ads. The seller tries to appear higher in search results. Amazon can earn from that competition. This is where the model changes. A discount can reduce product margin, but the competition around the discount can increase advertising and seller service revenue. In 2025, Amazon reported about $68.6 billion in advertising services revenue. By the first quarter of 2026, Amazon said advertising had reached more than $70 billion in trailing 12-month revenue. That makes Prime Day an advertising event as much as a shopping event. The first key factor is Prime retention. A Prime member does not renew only because of one sale, but Prime Day helps create evidence. The customer opens Amazon during the event. They see a product they wanted. They see that the deal is for Prime members. They receive fast delivery. They may get extra rewards through a Prime card. That sequence matters. It connects the membership to a real purchase. It gives the customer a reason to say, "This subscription saved me money." That is different from a normal sale. A normal sale may build loyalty to a store. Prime Day builds loyalty to a paid membership. The second key factor is seller pressure. Prime Day concentrates demand. When demand concentrates, sellers prepare. They plan inventory. They choose which products to discount. They decide how much advertising to buy. They watch competitors. They adjust bids. They try to avoid running out of stock. This can be stressful for sellers, but it is useful for Amazon. The marketplace becomes more active. More sellers compete for the same shopper. More competition can mean more ad spending. The third key factor is fulfillment volume. Amazon's logistics network is enormous. It includes fulfillment centers. It includes sortation centers. It includes delivery stations. It includes trucks, aircraft, software, and workers. That network is expensive to operate. Amazon reported more than $109 billion of fulfillment costs in 2025. It also reported more than $102 billion of shipping costs. Prime Day sends more packages through that system. Workers pick products from shelves. Packages move through sortation. Delivery routes fill with more stops. Third-party sellers using Fulfillment by Amazon send inventory in before the event. The network runs hotter. That can improve utilization, but it can also create pressure. If Amazon misjudges demand, customers see late deliveries or stockouts. So Prime Day is also an operational test. The fourth key factor is habit formation. Amazon does not want customers to visit only when they already know what they need. It wants customers to browse. It wants them to watch. It wants them to save items. It wants them to compare prices. It wants them to return. Prime Day encourages that behavior. Customers look at early deals. They set alerts. They check price history. They wait for a target price. They come back when a notification arrives. That behavior is valuable because the first place a customer searches often becomes the place that wins the sale. If Amazon becomes the default starting point, competitors have to fight later in the decision. The fifth key factor is cross-selling. Prime Day includes electronics, groceries, fashion, home goods, books, devices, and services. But the event also promotes Amazon's own ecosystem. Customer may come for headphones. They may see a Kindle bundle. They may try Audible. They may use a Prime Visa offer. They may order groceries. They may buy an Amazon device. Each of those actions connects the customer to another part of Amazon. That is why Prime Day is bigger than the basket. It is a way to deepen the relationship. The biggest implication is that Amazon can think differently about discounts. For a normal retailer, a discount is mostly a cost. It lowers the price. It reduces margin. For Amazon, the discount can do more than that. It can be a customer acquisition tool. It can be a renewal tool. It can be a seller competition tool. It can be an advertising trigger. That does not mean every discount is profitable. It means the profit calculation is broader. Amazon can ask what the event does to Prime retention. It can ask what it does to seller activity. It can ask what it does to ad auctions. It can ask what it does to fulfillment volume. It can ask what it does to shopping habits. That is why making Prime Day bigger can make sense. The event increases the number of surfaces where Amazon can capture value. It also gives Amazon more control over the retail calendar. When Prime Day moves earlier or lasts longer, competitors have to respond. Walmart, Target, and other retailers cannot ignore it. That makes Amazon's private shopping holiday feel like an industry event. There are real risks. The first is margin pressure. If discounts are too deep, the event can become expensive. The second is seller fatigue. Sellers may feel forced to participate because customers are paying attention. But discounts and ads can reduce their profits. If sellers believe the event mainly benefits Amazon, trust can weaken. The third risk is customer skepticism. Customers now compare price histories. They watch for fake discounts. They know that some deals are better than others. If the event feels manipulative, Prime Day loses credibility. The fourth risk is operational strain. More orders mean more pressure on warehouses. They mean more pressure on drivers. They mean more pressure on inventory systems. They mean more pressure on customer service. A bigger event creates a bigger promise. If Amazon cannot meet that promise, the event can damage the same Prime value it is meant to reinforce. Prime Day keeps getting bigger because it is not only a sale, it is a controlled surge of attention. Amazon uses that attention to reinforce Prime. It uses it to activate sellers. It uses it to sell ads. It uses it to move inventory. It uses it to fill delivery routes. It uses it to train customer habits. The customer sees a deal. The seller sees a traffic opportunity. Amazon sees a system. That is the real business logic. Prime Day is not designed only to lower prices for 4 days. It is designed to make Amazon more central for the rest of the year.